okay, well, he has an appointment. And they said, well, I don't know if you want to reschedule or what, but we won't release him. I said, is this a school or is this a prison? And she was like, I won't answer that. And I said, so you're not going to give me my son? And she said, no.
Oh.
So I cannot have my son. And she said, no. And I said, my son, the person that came out of me, I cannot have him.
All right, so we're not going to waste your time. We're going to dive right into this. We're going to react to this Texas mom saying how she went to a kid's school to pick him up, and for some reason, they refuse. If you ask me, when you bring your kid to school, they held for hostage up until 3 p.m. So let's see how this is about to play out. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. It'll only help YouTube push this out to more viewers. Let's go, baby.
Hey, friend, I need you to tell me if I'm overreacting or not. So I went to go pick my son up from school an hour early, right? And I go to pick him up and they say, no, we can't release him because we stopped doing releases after this time. And I was like, okay, well, he has an appointment. And they said, well, I don't know if you want to reschedule or what, but we won't release him. I said, is this a school or is this a prison? And she was like, I won't answer that. And I said, so you're not going to give me my son? And she said, no.
Oh.
So I cannot have my son. And she said, no. And I said, my son, the person that came out of me, I cannot have him? No. Okay, give me withdrawal papers. And she was like, okay, I can give you withdrawal paperwork. I was like, that's absolutely insane. You're going to tell me that I cannot come and get my son an hour before school? Well, we have paperwork. I don't care about your paperwork. Right?
It's like a double-edged sword if you ask me. Anybody can go to your kid's school, pick them up, say they a relative or they was approved to do it. You know what I mean? So I understand it to a certain degree. But once they know who you are, it's like, you see me dropping my kid off every day. You know that's my kid. Like, what are we really doing right now? I know me, when I have to bring things to my daughter at her school and she's in high school, things change. They don't even let me walk in the building. It feels like a jail, to be honest with you, because they buzz me in. Then you walk into, you're still not in the school. You still like, it's, I don't know what to call it, but it's like the front part. It looks like a jail, no lie, like Rikers Island. And the school is not in a bad neighborhood. It's a good neighborhood. But for some reason, this is how they do it. They buzz you in. And then if you do want to come into school, they speaking through you through this thick plexiglass as if you're going to shoot through it. I don't know what they thinking about. Listen, if a kid is going to want to hurt somebody in those schools, they're going to do it when they're in there. Remember, the parent has to go through that security. The kid doesn't. So I don't understand how that even works.
In the paperwork that he left at this time. Get my son out of this. What? Am I overreacting? I'm not overreacting. I still don't have my son, by the way. I have to wait until the end of the day. I wasn't trying to go to jail. God forgive me. Oh, that's not an overreaction, right? That gives prison vibes. That's jail.
Yes.
That's not a school. That's jail. I'm not overreacting.
Said that.
I'm not overreacting. I should still be up there. I'm not overreacting. I'm rational reacting. I'm mama reacting.
So are you supposed to pre-schedule a doctor's appointment? Make that make sense. How does that even really work? Are you supposed to tell them a day in advance that you're going to take your kid out? A week in advance? What if it's an emergency? How does that work?
Good morning, friends. Here's the update on the school situation with the school not releasing my son to me. That was their last day at that school. We are homeschooled now. They will not be returning to public school. That was absolutely insane. And I know that there's a lot of people in the comments saying that that's normal for them. That is not normal. That for a school to not give you your child is insanity. I'm sorry. To me, that's like watching you guys in a pot boil.
For the people who saying that's normal, they're just used to it. They you know that saying, get down and lay down? They just lay down. They ain't get down, they lay down. With that being said, it's not normal. It's a procedure. Like I said, with me, I could take my daughter out of school. It's just, by the time, let's just say I got to take her out of school, she gets out at 3. If I go there at 2 to take her out of school, I might as well just let her finish the rest of the day, because the whole process is going to take about almost an hour. They're going to make me fill out some paperwork. I got to go to a different room. Then from that room to another room. They got to figure out where she is. Then they got to call her. She got to go to her locker, depending where her classroom is from the locker. She got to walk that distance, then come back to the other room. It's just a whole lot, but they're going to give me my daughter. I don't know about this lady. I would have got my kid.
Like, you're slowly boiling and you don't even realize that you're slowly boiling. They are one step away from telling you that they have more rights to your children than you do. And to me, it's just like, one day you guys are going to wake up and it's going to be like, oh, in our handbook, it says that if you've signed your kids up in public school, the state owns them. And that is just absolutely no. Absolutely no. And I feel very convicted to tell you guys, get your kids out of public schools, because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get so much worse. If you
Homeschooling
can
not easy.
homeschool. Ask God to guide your words. Ask God to guide. And in Texas, it's so easy. In Texas, all you have to do, if they've been registered in public school, all you have to do is tell the school district, hey, I want to homeschool, and then you'll sign a paper that says that you're going to teach them spelling, grammar, reading, math, and good citizenship. You don't need a curriculum, and you have to have like it's got to be like on like books, like they have.
Yeah, you don't need a curriculum, but you still got to take the required test in order for you to move ahead. So if you yourself don't have the time to do it, I suggest don't go ahead and play yourself. You would just hurt the child because you're trying to prove a point. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you got the resources to do it, the smarts, I mean, nowadays we got ChatGPT, so it can make you be a fake teacher. But still, do you have the time, the real time to do this? It'll become overwhelming. Speak to a teacher. They'll tell you.
Have paper to show like, oh yeah, we're doing schools. Print out some papers. You can teach, you get to control what your kids are learning. We get to start the day with Bible study. Absolutely. Absolutely. What? Texas, it's easy. If you've never registered your kids in Texas, you don't have to inform anybody. You don't have to report it to the state that you're homeschooling.
Nothing
Texas is
easy.
the easiest
process,
state.
yes.
Now, they don't pay you. You don't get no funding for it at all. But also, sorry, I'm backtracking. For those of you guys that are saying that it's normal for the time limit for you not to have access to your kids like an hour, 30 minutes, whatever, like before school's out. Other schools, like in Arizona, pickup drop-off is crazy everywhere. But nobody is going and being like, I'm going to avoid the drop-off line.
She literally said Arizona and you in Texas. You can't compare apples to oranges, sweetheart. I mean, you sound ridiculous right there. You do know that, right?
I'm going to walk into the office. No, nobody's doing that. People know structure. We're adults. We know how to follow rules. We're not babies. We're not going to make it all chaotic. I'm sorry, but that is just insanity. Take y'all kids out of public schools, especially if they've got a time where you have no access to your child. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I don't know. It's like I agree and disagree with her on certain things, you know? You can't compare, two different states with each other. Every state has their own rules and laws, so you can't force one to do like the other. But I do agree with you. It feels like a prison. You know what I'm saying? You dropping them off. It's like anything can go down at school. Anything can go down, just like jail. And it's even crazier nowadays too. The little kids are getting more advanced, and with the internet, they knowing too much. They're emulating everything that they seeing. We are doomed, y'all. We are doomed. We are doomed.